Yes, you speak Bahu, so you need to mute.
I can hear you now.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes, how are you, Chef?
Fantastic, fantastic. All right, we're going to start in a few seconds. Just go on mute quickly, and then let me just connect it to Facebook. I hope everybody's connected. Good morning, guys. Welcome to another SA Chefs Association conversation. And today we're having a conversation with the chefs, and you definitely want to know these guys right here. We've got a few, but I'll go through just the people so that you can know who's here, and then I'll introduce them to you. Once we do that, then they'll go ahead and just give you, just a roundup of what they've been doing. It is lockdown, and it's very important that us as SA Chef keep you, with the informed with the right information, and also with some skills on how to keep yourself motivated and keep yourself, ready to tackle this ever-changing world. It is a Monday, the 27th of July, and right now it is 10 a.m. So welcome if you've joined us. Let us know where you are joining us from. My name is the Mood Engineer. Get me on at IBIME, and I'll see you there. But for now, I think it's time we focus on these guys that are joining us right here. So I'll just mention them, but later you get to hear from them. So we've got first up, Chef Gili Tinoli. Yeah, he's the head chef at Loch Logan. Oh yeah, all the way from Bloemfontein. What up, Gilly? How you doing? And then we've got Gaupalelwi, Chef Gaupalelwi Lala Sekwagi, member of the Gauteng Young Chefs Committee. How are you? Is how here? Not yet, not yet. All right, well, she's keeping up with the African time, but she's definitely going to join us in a few. And then we've got Chef Franz Kutumela, Regional Executive Chef at Impact Group and Executive Director at T-Mesh Logistics, PTY Ltd. Yo, Franz, how you doing, sir? I think he just needs to just find a way to get his video going so people can see him, right? And then on top of that, we've got Chef Benedict Benny, who's a sous chef at Discovery Vitality Health Food Studio. Who wouldn't want to get some info from, Chef Benedict, sous chef at Vitality? Imagine how healthy he eats, And then, Benedict, you'll also just give us your video there once you can. And then we'll also have Chef Tami Dlamini, the food revolutionist and the founder of Food Experts. Yeah. So Chef Tami, how you doing? Well, we're waiting for him to also join us right here. And then one of the first people to join our meeting, she values time. Chef Lerato Miza, owner of Eat Right, Live Long. Wow, I want to know how to eat right and live long. They usually say, you are what you eat. Looking at the things I eat, man, I don't like what I'm becoming. And then we've also then got another chef who was here early. She was doing her own lessons. Like, ki pressa guy for mute mo, uri speaker sona si jala jwang batang kutwa. Well, that's Chef Mpukeleng Mahai, who's an international accredited chef by City and Guild. So these are my people right here that I've got. And as you know, SA Chefs Association has been with us since 1974, helping people in the industry, move just that one step to the next level. So what step are you at? And how can we move you to the next level? So today I've got my chefs and we're going to have a conversation, just find out exactly, what they've been doing and really motivate you and hope to get you also out of wherever you are. As I said, I think we've been in lockdown now for 123 days. I think that's longer than we've had out, So definitely it is changing times and different times. Even in my area, in coaching, we're now mostly coaching online because social distancing, and hence we are also doing this right here because I'm sure right now we would be planning our info chef, but because of lockdown, we are right here online. So everybody's got to change. We're going to meet some of the chefs. So I'm going to introduce the first one, but we just got to work with me here because some of them are not online yet. So I just want to make sure that we get the correct one to obviously go ahead and have. So as I said earlier, the idea is just to have chefs, on the ground talking to their peers. Yeah. So these are people that you've worked with. This is you looking at you, talking to yourself. You understand? It's the best way to grow, the best way to actually, see how you can get better. So lockdown has started. Let's find out from what these guys have been doing. So Tami Dlamini has joined us right there. So we're already getting a full house. But let's start with, let me see if Benny is here. Benny's not here right here. Let's go to Lerato. Let me just give you some info on Lerato while Lerato clears her throat, So Chef Lerato Miza has a qualification in advanced management in culinary arts and kitchen supervision, also an assessor, currently an independent training and development officer, owner of Eat Right, Live Long consultancy. She has worked both locally in properties like Sun City and internationally like properties like the Ritz-Carlton. Man, should I mention any more? She's also represented our country promoting our beautiful South African cuisine in Asia through the Department of DIRCO. She's also lectured at top culinary schools like the International Hotel School and also worked for large catering companies like Bidvest Catering Solutions. Man, what a complete CV. Now I want you to come and cook for me. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a digital round of applause to Chef Lerato Miza.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Lerato.
How are you?
I'm doing great, man. So tell me, Lerato, how have you been coping? And, you know, how has it been 123 days later?
Oh, as an independent trainer, it has been a bit of a schlep in the sense that I run projects both locally and internationally, in Swaziland, for example. And with the lockdown and the borders closing, it has really kind of affected my business in a very large scale. You cannot move, you cannot do anything, you're grounded in one place. But thanks to visual technology, you can still interact with people, follow up, do reviews and retraining virtually, checking on what's happening in the properties. Are they implementing what you taught? And knowing that properties have not been busy. So it's actually easier for you to work, even though it's not going to be easier because in other places you need to use vernacular and they need to understand the technology. But it's a progress. We're moving forward. So it's a work in progress. We're moving forward. But it's been quite an interesting time with the schools closing as well. I mean, but now luckily most private institutions are open. So we'll see as the weeks go by. But it has been a bit of an interesting space. And also you get to sit down and develop new programs. You interact with different trainers, you get their input. There's a lot of online free courses that are available. You do those to kind of sharpen your skill. So it's been a bit of a good and a bad space.
Fantastic. And then what have you been keeping yourself busy with? So people that aren't chefs have been learning how to cook, you know, have been learning how to make banana bread. But what does a chef do?
Okay. I have two amazing things that have been happening. I was blessed with a very beautiful little girl
Oh,
a month ago.
congratulations.
Thank you. I was blessed with a beautiful little girl a month ago. She's been keeping me busy, and also prior to that, you try out new things. Because I have a lot of friends that have been asking for me to assist in a lot of things. So you'll be literally micromanaging people virtually. No, try this. No, add this. How does it taste like? Let's try it together. So it's been a matter of just interacting with people, giving them skills on how to do certain things, and also doing menus. Like you would cook your meals, but you would then tell the world what you've been doing, taking them step by step, showing them the ingredients, and then you'll be plugging in the method and the equipment used to get the product done. So it's been that, trying to interact more with family and friends and people around the world, because we make connections everywhere we go. We make connections with different people and we establish connections in different places of the world. So you might find you have a friend or a following in, for example, in Beijing, China, and there's a restaurant they call Pinotage, the South African restaurant. So they were trying to check out new things, what's trending in South Africa. So you would be giving advice on that and whatnot. So yeah, it's been quite an interesting journey. Oh, I don't know. Can you please?
Hi, Lerato, can you hear me?
Oh, okay.
Yes. So, what would you say
Can you
to
kindly
someone
repeat
who's
what you
currently?
said?
Yeah. What would you say to someone who's currently going through your situation, for example, who's sitting there and their business is not working? What would you say to help them just see a brighter side to it?
Look at other avenues. For example, I'm a trainer, and like I mentioned, that there's so many free courses. I mean, that a lot of companies, your LinkedIn, like Wex. Wex has been offering courses for free and webinars. You know,
Mm,
get yourself equipped, get yourself in line with whatever is happening around the world, so that by the time the gates open, self and share with the world.
mm-hmm.
So I would really advise people to learn more, do those short courses. I mean, it's a benefit to your CV as well. You know, do those
Definitely.
short courses. Go into LinkedIn; they have free short courses. You know, empower yourself, because once you empower yourself, nobody can take away your education. Even if you decide to leave, you know, the culinary world or the chefing world, you
Mm,
can still take that and apply it somewhere else. You know,
yeah.
so empower yourself, so that by the time that everything we're on level one,
Mm-hmm.
you can hit the road running.
And then tell me, how old is your baby now?
Oh, she's 7 weeks.
7 weeks. So born like beginning of June.
On the 11th of June, to be exact.
11th of June. Oh, congratulations. Well, at least now, there's an upside to this, that now you can sit at home
Thank
and be
you.
with your daughter. And what's your daughter's name?
Her name is Peladi, meaning royalty.
Oh, a royalty. Well, Peladi, you're now one of the most famous, kids in the world, because all of Facebook is now obviously going to know you now, you know. So to the guys that have just joined us on Facebook, welcome. Today we are having a conversation with Chef. It's a peer-to-peer conversation, just to find out from them how they've been dealing with, 123 days of lockdown, and also having their businesses and some of their hard-earned, connections really struggling with this pandemic. I'm sure everybody has struggled, but I think it's good to hear it from your peers and find out exactly, what has been a struggle for them. We've just met up with Chef Lerato Miza. I can't wait until she can share some of her skills with us. Maybe just showing me how to make an omelette. I'm sure an omelette from Lerato might be amazing if she's done an omelette at the Ritz-Carlton. Picture, Jane, an omelette at the Ritz-Carlton. I'm just imagining it, now the egg probably cracks itself. Wow,
So,
thanks.
so
I
easy
don't,
now, be
I'm
easy.
I don't know. It's the Ritz Carlton. I've never been there. I can tell you what happens at a Holiday Inn. Pasha, woo. But Ritz Carlton, you
that's
just
the
put it there on the pot, and you're like, okay, it's your time now, and it,
that's
woo.
the that's the beauty of having a culinary qualification.
You know, you see, you
You
get to
get to
travel
travel the
and you get to
world.
see things like this. Believe me, they say that the best book to read is to travel. And believe me,
Exactly.
Chef Lerato, you've already read an amazing book. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Let's move right along to the next, chef. Her name is Chef Mpukeleng Mahai. I hope I'm pronouncing your name properly, but you'll correct me later. She is an international accredited chef by City and Guilds. She attended at the Food and Beverage Institute, usually known as FBI. Yep. She's the owner of 110 Creations. She has been an entrepreneur for the past 6 years. And I'm sure the 6 years have felt like 12 years, hey? That's how hard entrepreneurship is, yeah? And then she says she's passionate about food, and she enjoys developing recipes that are budget friendly. my kind of girl, my kind of girl. You know, and she says she's a private chef, a cake decorator, and also she does, she also likes to do exchange skills workshops for people who want to learn baking and decorating to start their own business. Not only is she building her own career, but she's also putting other people on her shoulder to help them grow a skill so they can feed their families. Now that is something we can give a digital round of applause to. Please welcome Chef Mpokeleng. How are you?
Hi, how are you? Thank you.
So where are you? Where are we talking to you from right now? I forgot to ask Lerato. If I can just ask Lerato quickly. Lerato, where are you calling? Where are you from right now? Where are you talking to us from?
I'm talking to you guys from Gauteng, Soweto to be exact.
In Soweto?
Orlando West, Orlando East.
Well, thank you. All right, Chef Mpokeleng, where are you calling us from today?
I'm in Rustenburg. I relocated here 2 years ago. Yeah,
Wow.
in the northwest, but.
So where were you from before you went to Rustenburg?
Hey, Mafikeng. I'm from Mafikeng. I was born and bred there. Got a house there, but because of hustling, I had to, have a plan. Yeah, so I'm now staying here in Rustenburg.
Wow. And imagine now, so to the people watching on Facebook, think about this. You've moved, you've relocated, and all of a sudden, coronavirus hits.
Hey.
You've planned a new life, you've decided, relocating is a whole mental game rather than physical game. You can get people to pick up your stuff, to put it in the truck and put it in the car. But mentally, you've planned to start this new life. How has it affected you?
As you previously said, Uti, life in Mafikeng was good. I had a very solid client base, and because of circumstances and growing, and because I'm a wife and a mother, we had to come and stay here. But also, when you come to a new place, relocating, when you are an entrepreneur, it does not only take your mental state, but emotionally, it's a very draining experience. It needs a very strong person, a person who's open-minded. And obviously, because I'm not the only chef in you need to look in other ways as to how you actually going to penetrate the market that you actually gonna be in now.
Yes.
So it's been quite a ride. Now, when I tried to settle in Corona, Corona, then everything stops. Life stops. When Corona started, because Mafikeng people already, they actually order from me even when I'm here. I usually travel to Mafikeng to just deliver it. Hey, imagine the kind of loyalty that I have with people there. Yes. And I had to refund a lot of people. I lost a lot of money. The weddings from March, April, May, June, because of the lockdown, I had to refund them because nobody knows when this whole pandemic is going to, Yeah, so it's been quite a ride. Very emotional, but it is what it is. You gotta swim, get in, and so.
And then
it's a life of a hustler.
Life of a hustler. And I see you're wearing your chef's jacket. Have you been able to wear it for a formal event any recently, or have you just been the awesome mother chef at home?
Honestly speaking, I've been able to wear it, I think once, twice this year. That's how hectic it is, honestly. Wow. And I only wear it when I'm having formal chef-related things like this. And I've been very fortunate that only this year I've got, exposure of marketing from radio stations and stuff. So I only wear it when I go there. Rather than that, no. When I'm home, no. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I'm a
Yep.
chef. Yeah.
And then how do you then keep yourself motivated during this time? Knowing, especially now, knowing your story that, you know, you've recently relocated, how do you keep yourself motivated?
Yo, it's tough. Being a chef, or rather an entrepreneur, needs you to have a, you know, an extreme kind of mental strength, you
Mm-hmm.
know, to be able to motivate yourself, to be able to, you know, tell yourself that this is just a temporary measure. There will
Mm.
be light at the end of the tunnel. That
Yes.
is what a hustler, you know, must keep on doing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, swimmer, you'll drown and you'll never
Yeah.
come back. But you
I
always
like
need
that analogy. I like that analogy. You know, if you're not going to swim, you will drown. And
you're
especially in
gonna
these times like this.
drown. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you so
Mm.
much. And how many kids do you have?
Oh my goodness, I have two kids, a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow, the
And don't be
two-year-old must keep
alarmed.
you
The other
busy.
one is gonna come here. She's gonna pop in here
Is
right
that
any
the
minute.
2-year-old?
The 2-year-old,
Yeah.
yeah.
So don't name it the terrible twos because you will get what you prophesize. Name it
I know, right?
the terrific twos, and you will see magic, magic. You know, so make sure you use it. So guys, thank you so much to the guys on Facebook. Thank you for joining. We've already got more than 20 guys liking, guys, the conversation we are having here. And I see the vegetarian chef is also saying, wow, loving the conversations. So make sure that while you're listening there on Facebook, give us some questions if you want to find out from the chefs, you know, anything you'd like to find out, send us through and we'll ask it. For now, we're going to move on to the next chef. So we've spoken to, you know, two wonderful ladies. Let's move to a gent now. You know, let's move to a gent. And right now we went to Rustenburg. We were in Soweto. Let me now take you on a different detour. You know, let me now, instead of taking you back to Soweto, let me rather go totally somewhere else. And I move across South Africa to someone from Free State who is currently a head chef at Loch Logan Hotel in Bloem, the owner of De Live Catering Solutions, previous work experience, sous chef at Singita, Lembombo, and Sweni Lodges in KNP and CDP Rivers. He definitely Riverside Sun, trainee chef at Sun City, oh man, and the Ritz-Carlton West Palm Beach. I need to find out stuff from you. And also Chef's Warehouse Canteen. He studied hospitality management at VUT. Ladies and gentlemen, please provide an amazing round of applause to Chef Gilly Zinoli. Gilly, how you doing?
Good, man. Yourself?
All right, super good, man. Wow. All right. So, you know, just looking at some of the things you've done, you even if you made tripe, I'll be like, wow, you know, it's from the Ritz-Carlton, you know, like, what made you, first of all, before we get into anything, get into this industry?
Well, it all go back home where I grew up under my grandparents, right? So
Mm-hmm.
she used to cook a lot. So that's where it started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, she used to make soul food, I'm sure. You know, she wasn't
Yeah, homey
obviously
food.
a
Yeah, traditional
chef,
food.
you know.
Yes.
And then when did you know for yourself? Like, because, you know, like at school, there's times where you know that, okay, you know what? I think I'm going to focus on this. And then other chefs that I've met, it happens while they are working in some industry, and then they find out, man, this accountancy thing is not for me, or this business thing is not for me. I actually want to be a chef. When did that hit you?
That happened when I was in grade 10. So from grade
Yeah.
9, you move to grade 10, then you obviously choose your subject, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then, yes, that's where I started. I choose hospitality. I was privileged enough. Our high school had the subject, and
Mm-hmm.
I just took it from there. And obviously, you get your friends who are doing all the engineering and all this other
Yes,
stuff.
yes.
And they be like, it's on Saba side, So I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, man, this is what I'm gonna do. And I
Mm-hmm.
love cooking, and just started there.
It's such a serious stereotype in society where they
Yeah,
don't even know that the best chefs in the world are actually male, that they think it's a
yes,
female thing.
it
I
is. Yeah.
think it is some of the things that we will definitely need to change, as the up and coming, game changers of this industry, to make sure that we actually show them that it is not gender based to be a master
No,
in this industry, and you are showing it. In the places that you've been. Can you just take me through? What are the biggest things you've learned, in your journey as being a chef and working at these prestigious places?
but you need to have a big heart, eh? Because I've worked under very, very strict chefs, and yeah, I've learned the hard way. So you need to have a big heart. It's all about passion also. So if you are passionate about it, then you won't really mind when you're getting shouted and bloated about it, and you
Mm-hmm.
just go with the flow.
It is a stressful environment, especially
It
how
is.
fast these kitchens need to move, and emotions and a heated kitchen. It's two things that can blow up at any time. So
Yeah.
do chefs, maybe the other chefs will also touch in as we go. Do chefs really, maybe when you go through the culinary school, do they teach something like anger management, stress management? Because if you think about it, when you guys are there, your skill of cooking is already there. It's a prerequisite.
Yeah.
Now the other one is the ability to deal with people. It's the ability to deal with a stressful situation, the ability to have emotional intelligence. So I think Chef Lerato, you and I need to talk with regards to our school, hey, so that we can actually
Definitely.
so we can definitely include in our schools, because my school is all about coaching, and all about training and personal development as an individual. But if we can add something like, what you call stress, dealing with
Anger
stress,
management.
emotional intelligence, etiquette. Sometimes a person can lose their what you call mood, or lose their composure because of the words you choose to use instead of using the right one.
Always. Yeah.
So I think that's a bigger conversation for later. But then, Chef Gilly, what have you been doing? 123 days. Did it get you at home, or did you have to travel back home?
So I'm currently staying in Bloemfontein. So I
Mm-hmm.
moved this side last year. So I've been staying this side. It's been a year now. So I've been actually staying at the hotel,
Mm-hmm.
trying to engage in with my chefs that I look
Yeah.
up to, and
Mm-hmm.
also going through my culinary books
Mm-hmm.
while during this period, trying to change my menus and trying to get
So
more
where's
inspiration.
where's home now? Where's home then, Chef Gilly?
The Free State. I'm from Velkom, so it's like
Oh, you okay?
yes, it's like 45 minutes drive away from Bloemfontein.
Okay, okay. So you're not stuck in the hotel. I was already
No,
sending,
no, no, no,
helicopters to come and rescue you,
no,
being
no, no,
to get you out.
no, no, not at all. It was just a choice that I made that, you know what, let me just stay here and, just planning for the future. Because
Yeah.
at the end, we're still going to go through this and everything's still going to get back to normal. So it's just one of those whereby I think it's time for us as chefs to start prepping ourselves for the future.
Yeah, because there's one thing in one industry that won't go away. People will always be hungry.
There's no,
That's
there's
one
no
thing we
ways about
cannot.
it.
Whether Corona is here or not, people will always be hungry.
There's no
Whether
two
they
ways about it.
order it out and eat it in their house,
Yeah,
hunger will have to be addressed. Yeah. So
always.
young guys looking at you, Chef Gilly, you mentioned something totally important about, you know, the look that other guys will give you, you know, especially let's say in the township, you know, when you say you want to be a chef, then they're like, whoa, this guy. Well, what would be your advice to someone that really is passionate about food, but maybe society is making them do engineering?
You know what? Just follow your passion. People will talk either way, either bad or good. People will always talk. So just follow your passion, follow your heart, and do what's right for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. So, guys on Facebook, we are chatting to your peers, you know, and one of the benefits of being with, you know, an organization that's been with us for over 40 years is getting to hear from young minds and minds that have been around, you know, the industry right here. It's very, very, very important, you know, that you join a body like SA Chefs Association to assist you to grow and to assist you with, you know, all the knowledge and all the mental nutrition to help you keep going. All right. So we're going to move on to our next chef right here. And he goes by the name of Frans Kutumela, a regional executive chef at Impact Groove and executive director at T-Mesh Logistics Pty Ltd. Hi, Chef Frans, how are you? Hi, Chef Frans, can you hear me? Chef Frans, can you hear me? All right, maybe Chef Frans is currently having some technical issues. Let's move on to the next, and then we'll come back to Chef Frans once he's fixed those gremlins. All right, so to those who've just joined us now, where have you been? It is the 27th day of July, and we are talking to our chefs just about what's been going on. 123 days of lockdown, how have you been handling it? And maybe they'll give us some tips on how you in the industry could also, you know, keep your head up and keep on being strong. Up next, we're going to, let's check with Chef Frans first. Chef Frans, can you hear us? Chef Frans, you are on mute.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. How are you, Chef Frans?
I'm all right, yourself, brother.
Fantastic, fantastic. So tell me, sir, how have you been keeping up past 123 days?
Well, the first 2 months, I was quite busy because, you know, I ran a pub in one of the townships here in Pretoria, in Arankua. And also I've been busy, you know, trying to assist some few caterers with their menus and costing. But as you know, I mean, alcohol has been now banned twice, actually. So yeah, you know, I mean, we took a very huge knock. I mean, everything has to be closed down, and you know, the later part of it, you know, one has to be, you know, just sitting home and just doing online courses and all that. You know what I mean?
Yep, upskilling yourself, yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct.
And well, what else have you done? Because I think, you know, one thing we take for granted is mental, you know, what you call health. You know,
Yes.
what have you done to ensure that your mental space is clear, your mental state is of a positive one?
Look, the best way to exercise your mind, my friend, is just to keep reading. You know, especially at this time. I mean, it's a great opportunity. Although, yes, we are battling financially and all that, but, you know, I mean, spend time reading different types of book in management, in accounting, and, you know, look at some of the recipes of some of the books that you must, you know, probably have on your shelf. You know, go through them and see how you can improve on some of the recipes when you go back to work. You know, so, you know, that's exercising your mind there for you.
Definitely. And since obviously the pub is not working, what other things are you doing to keep yourself busy?
No, currently it's just online courses, short ones, and just, also reading. I just love reading, my friend. I love reading.
Uh-huh. And definitely reading can definitely open up your mind. But how do you avoid, watching the news and, because sometimes that can get you into a certain, negative mindset because every day
Yeah,
numbers are going up and every day
yeah.
someone's dying. How do you keep yourself to not make those news maybe that you read not affect you?
Yeah, I know they're saying, you need to have some kind of a timetable, especially when coming to news. But for me, I love news. And one of the things which I'm actually, studying is the characters of, the three leaders, South African, which is your Cyril Ramaphosa, Donald Trump in America,
Mm-hmm.
and, Joris Bonson in UK.
Yes.
So I'm looking at this kind of leadership, and I want to see at the end of this coronavirus, coming out, which of these leaders' style
Mm-hmm.
came on top. You know what I mean? Which one
Yes.
can I take in terms of going back to my workplace and say I can apply Cyril Ramaphosa's style of leadership,
Mm-hmm.
or I can apply maybe a bit of toughness of Donald
Mm-hmm.
Trump. So
Yes.
this is what I'm actually picking up from the news. I'm not avoiding them.
Yes.
I'm day in day out I'm on the news.
Yeah. No, but that's a very nice way to actually look at it. Now you're looking at it from a learning perspective rather than looking at
Yes,
it to affect you mentally and looking at it to really get you into a negative, spiral.
correct.
And then family, how have you been keeping contact with family?
Look, I mean, all my not all, two of my boys are with me,
Mhm.
and also my wife. So we've been pretty much on a lockdown. But now and again, I'll just kind of visit the parents just to make sure that they're all okay. Because look,
Mhm.
remember, these people can't really go out and buy stuff for themselves, because they're old people, and we're trying
Mm.
to make sure that nothing really happens to them. So
Yeah.
whenever you go there, make sure you got your mask. You don't stay too long with them, but
Mhm.
just making sure that they're well, they have everything in the house and things like that.
Most definitely. And where are you calling us from today?
I am in Pretoria, in Centuria, my friend.
Oh, no, 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 no. Centurion is not in Pretoria. You are in Midrand. I think Centurion, we mix it there, close to Midrand, not Pretoria, But at least
Okay.
the weather in Centurion does mimic the weather from Pretoria. So you do tend
Yeah.
to have warmer days. But I'm sure it's not as warm as Rustenburg with
No,
Mpukeleng right
no,
there.
absolutely not. No.
Well, thank you so much, Chef Kutumela. It's so nice to chat to you and to just hear that you're doing well and you're keeping yourself, really motivated and busy. And what advice could you give to guys listening out there and they're also struggling and, they're not finding ways to get out of this negative side?
Look, there is really nothing much that any of us, in the country can do at this stage. Remember, we are not in this position because the government wanted us to be, or because our economy is bad. No, it's because of Corona. We got a pandemic, and we need to make sure that, majority of us, a huge majority of us, come out of this alive. So
Mm.
please, just calm down. Stay home if you can. If you're not, one of those essential workers that you need to go out and work. But otherwise, just stay home, chill. Read some books.
Mm-hmm.
Do some online, like was it Kele who said, do some short course online. You know what I mean? Keep
Mm-hmm.
yourself busy so that when this comes out, we are victorious out of this
Yeah.
pandemic. Then at least you have something that you have added onto your list or to your CV, that you can be, excelling with when you go back to work.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you so much, Chef Franz. Really, really important words right there, guys. And I really like read and also have a timetable for news. Yeah, you can't be on the news channel the whole day, you know, because that will really get your mind, you know, thinking negativity the whole day. You know, I like that. Timetable, know exactly when to work, because you're looking for news for info, not looking to live in the bad news, you know? All right, so we are obviously speaking to chefs around the country. You know, we've just spoken to Frans right now, who is up there in Centurion, next door to Midrand, and a sneeze away from Pretoria. And we've spoken to Lerato from Orlando, Mpukeleng, all the way from Rusty Dusty, and then Chef Kele, who's right there in Bloemfontein. We move right now to another chef who, you know, the food revolutionist, the founder of Food Experts Company, Shisanyama, Shandisi, and Chef Tammy runs the 3 brands, also work as a consultant chef and food developer. He's mainly about evolution of African township cuisine to global standards. Ladies and gentlemen, the food revolutionist, Chef Tammy Dlamini. Let's give him a digital round of applause. How you doing, Chef Tammy?
Hello, Njani?
Hayi, siyaphila wena.
Hayi, siyaphila nathi. Chefs, you good?
No, yonke into imnandi ngapha, and I can see ukuthi there's a full wall behind you. Can you just first of all take us through what is behind you there? You know, because everybody's got clear walls. Look at Lerato. She went to the cleanest wall in the house, you know. You know, Kili is lucky. He's still in the hotel, so he could pose anywhere. You know, he's probably in the presidential suite, you know. So what is there behind you?
Okay, what is there behind me is the wall of music. It's one of our signature in my restaurant called Shisanyama Shandisi.
Yeah.
So music is our life. Like food and music, it's our everyday thing. So as you see this wall of music, because if I can show you the outside, it's basically it's the wall of the music genres. From music genres, we can change the wall of the local dishes, the local ingredient, the wall of the chemicals are using what I have. You know? So I started with buying the old vinyls, change the wall and stuff. So I ended up turning it to
So your 2 passions are music and food.
So it's basically, yes, I have 2 passions. It's food and food. Yes. Those are my 2 passions. Even my brothers, we live and speak.
So if you could have had another career, would it have been a DJ? If you could have another career, would it
maybe
be
a producer? Maybe a producer, not a DJ.
Or just like you do in the kitchen, you produce amazing meals, eh? Oh man, Chef Tammy.
Yes.
Where are we calling? Where are you calling us from today?
So I can. Yeah, so I can able to interpret.
Oh, nice one. We're just having trouble with your network there. We'll come back to you, Chef Tammy. It's just a little fuzzy right now. We're going to move right now to...
I'm calling you from Etumlazi, South Africa. What A?
What A?
Hello? Okay, cool.
All right, we'll talk to Chef Tammy right now. He's just having a little bit of issue with the network. And we're going to move to a member of Gauteng Young Chefs Committee, and that is Chef Gaupalelwi Lala Segatwi. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, and how are you?
I'm doing great, Chef. So how have you been keeping up since the beginning of lockdown?
Point of correction, let me just fix my surname there. It's Sehatsui, not Segatsui.
Oh, Sehaswi. It's Sutu. Thank you.
Sana.
Tswana.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. So, how have you been keeping up? 123 days in. What have you been up to?
Hey, I have. It's been very hard, but I went home in Northwest and I came back to Joburg. And basically, I've been cooking, trying even new dishes. And life in the village is a bit boring, but I've been with family and my parents. Yeah. So during the lockdown, even now, I'm still helping out by cooking soup. I've been doing that since the lockdown started. So, feeding the hungry people as a chef,
Wow.
so that the hunger will never go away. So yeah, I've been keeping up in the kitchen, just cooking and trying new things without anyone shouting.
That must be a relief. Hey, that must be a relief. And then so now with the kitchens, how many people come on a daily, maybe for you to give them the soup? That is such an amazing initiative.
Yeah, basically we cook the soup and then they come and pick up. So a day they can serve around 200 kids. The number actually are increasing right now since this lockdown it's continuing. So sometimes they get like 300 kids. So meaning the portion of soup that we prepare with TM Innovation has to be like more. So we don't really have a number, but I can say roughly 300 a day. And now we have even increased the number of people that we give in soup. We're not only giving one, like we're moving around, giving different people, not just kids, but also like older ones.
It must be very what you call tricky to obviously give the people the food and also try protect yourself from being infected.
Yeah, true that. Hey, the masks, sanitizing, and as a chef, hygiene. Like at least at school, they taught us a lot about hygiene. So I've been practicing that as a chef in the kitchen.
And then tell me, and all the chefs can also chip in here. First, from you, you say now you are obviously Komahaying, right?
No, I came back to Joburg. I'm in Gauteng now.
Oh, now you're in Gauteng.
Yeah.
All right. But now, what was the difference of the food you would cook there than the food you'd cook here? Is there a difference?
Okay, there are times where I want to cook my African cuisine food, like when I'm at home. So in Joburg, obviously, most of the time I'm at work or at school, whereby we're doing like fine dining, proper things. But at home, I was also like practicing that. So at home, one thing I have done, it's been a while since I had tingy. So during the lockdown, I decided to do things for my parents because in Tawum, tingy, we don't really do tingy. So I've tried to do tingy and African food like mealies with nuts, but I decided to call in my language.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So now, obviously, your parents now, let's say they are getting like some cuisine. Even if you would make tini, I'm sure it's going to be some totally different,
I believe there are certain things that we don't have to play around as African, like more. You can't be too creative. It's traditional food, so I just practice to do things. Maybe like my fermentation would be the same as someone like putting in the sun. Like I think of such things, how I should handle my food, So I do it. I still maintain that African standard. So I can't play around a lot with African food.
So you guys can't go like with mohodu puree or something?
Oh, Jehovah.
Look at all of your faces like, what? Come on, guys. Remember, Chef Tammy, you said we are taking Kasi cuisine global, We are taking it global. So if at the Ritz-Carlton, they are used to purees, take the mohodu and ginger right there in the middle of their, what you call lamb shank, puree on the...
No, you're killing it. No, it doesn't even pay. the food pairing there is very bad. Puree of mohodu with rice bag. That's a big no.
You have to just give a notice, eat quickly before it freezes. Eat quickly, eat quickly.
Imagine.
All right. So what I'm getting from everyone here, thank you so much, Chef Gaupelo. So Lala is the name that they call you at home, ne?
Yeah, that's because, you know, this Gaupalel is very long. So
Yeah.
most people know me as Lala.
Yeah, because there's no way to cut your name, like to make it cute, you know, like
But
Wabona Kili is Kili. So imagine when it's like, do I go Bali in the middle, you know, or do I say Lelwe, you know, just cut it there, you know?
you can be creative. You see, you can say Khao, you can say Palui, you can say whatever, but Khao,
Wow.
they say Khao.
No. Lala, we'll stick to Lala right now. All right. So
That's
guys,
good.
we have to make sure that obviously we keep our industry going. Thank you so much for talking to me, Lala. We really have to keep our industry going, and we also have to keep people that are dreaming. Maybe they're in matric now, and they were dreaming of coming to this industry, but obviously with what is happening now, they are thinking, ooh, maybe that accounting job was actually the thing I was supposed to take, you know? So I want us, in your closing remarks, I'm gonna go through to all of you, you know? I really want you to just push it out there, let people know exactly why this industry really is the best industry, you know, because I've been involved with this industry, I think now for the last 3 years. Like, man, I never thought I would enjoy being around food so much, you know? Well, I love food when it's done, but I never thought I'd just love talking about food. And that's what you guys have made me do. I would like for you to just talk to the young chef out there, matriculant, thinking, yo, I must change my mind now. This thing won't work. Let me rather go into engineering or kishape accounting because I want to chef, but you know? So I'm just going to start with you, Chef Lerato. What are you seeing, especially now? Where can we host your trainings? Where can we see you now with your trainings? Because I'm sure everything is now going online, you know, before obviously the new normal comes back. And what I'm thinking about is that when the new normal comes back, what's going to happen is there's going to be a blended approach. There's probably going to be online and, you know, what you call physical.
True. I would like for people to understand that culinary or the chefing world is not only based in the kitchen, but there's a broad spectrum to it. Currently now, you can be a food photographer, you know, because that's what's trending now, because people are trying to cook their food, and you can go to them and take pictures and then upload and be that social person who uploads pictures, and you talk about the food and you explain what is going on into the food. Or you can be a trainer like myself. Not everybody's going to be in the kitchen. You can do virtual training, like you're saying, that it's going to be combined, both physical and virtual. So you can do that. There's so many things that you can train. Customer service, you know. One of the things that Chef Kele mentioned earlier on is that mental strength. And that's where you come in and you teach people about mental stress, anger management, you know, in the kitchen. You prepare people mentally. And even in school, I remember when I was still lecturing in school, just before the students went into the industry, we'd prepare them mentally to say, listen, in actual fact, we'll give them the gruesome picture. Like there's a possibility that somebody would be throwing a pen at you. And then when they get to the industry, they get something completely different, but they can actually adjust to it. So it's all about looking at what you can do. I mean, we talk about food. You talk about my company Eat Right Live Long talks about healthy eating, reversing lifestyle diseases. You know, so there's a lot of things that you can actually look at. Not even cooking only, but look at training people. What is diabetes? How can food help with reversing diabetes or hypertension for that matter? So we need to move away from being, when we talk about chefs, we're thinking working in the kitchen and cooking in the kitchen and being kitchen based, but we need to think of going out there. Chef Mbukele talked about talking on the radio, you know, promoting healthy eating on the radio. I mean, you tell people what is trending, what is currently trending. Well, we moved from molecular gastronomy, now we're going to ESPIC, you know, tell people what is currently trending in the world. So there's a vast spectrum of what people can engage in.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And I think our next episode, we probably will be talking to you about, you know, people eating right, you know, I think that's a big one to follow. Just make sure we just jot that down. If I had a secretary, jot it down. Jot her. Hey, but I think it's very, very important. It's very important that, especially now, because we cannot social distance from the fridge. It's so hard. So rather, while we are coming close to the fridge, let us select the right things.
It might live long.
Then we might live long, because seriously, I've seen growing up now that, the veggies are really important. Now I've found that rather you can buy the juices if you don't like eating them. Like me, oh man, there's some veggies when you chew them, you're like, oh God. But the juices work. Thank you so much, Chef Lerato. Chef Mpukeleng, from your side, any closing remarks and to the guys watching you about this industry that you can give us?
It's very tough. Like I have mentioned before, that one needs to have a mental strength, an extreme mental strength.
Yeah.
When you have passion, I know a lot of people will say passion do not pay bills. But when you are passionate about something that is so close to your heart, there's always other avenues that you can actually explore to actually, keep you going in these tough times.
Yes.
I used to train a lot of people in the, baking and decorating. I used to have about 2, 3. Now, when things are like this, the social distancing, there's just so many limitations. Now, it means I either go online, but when you are, a teacher, somebody who likes teaching people, and especially cake decorating, it's very difficult for me to actually go online and say, you know what, I'm going to teach you to do this, because I want to feel and touch things. I think a lot of chefs would actually relate to that we love feeling things, even the flour, the fondant, and all of that. So it's quite a knock. You need to actually strategize around that, how you're going to go moving forward in these trying times. Maybe from that 3, now you take one person at a time. Because a lot of people are very interested actually on being chefs, on being cake decorators, actually on entering into the industry. But it's very, very, very hard. Like it's hard, but they need to have mental strength. It's not gonna be like this forever. You need to, we evolve, we evolve. This industry is vast, it's big, it has a lot of opportunity. Now, the passion that you actually have needs to actually fire up and, drive you to actually have more, think out of the box about, food, because food, we always eating. Chef Lerato talked about vegans. She's all about healthy eating. I'm all about, the standard eating.
You guys are on the opposite side, because she's trying to say eat healthy. You're saying we must have some dessert. I
eat mukhodu and all of that nice things, the budget-friendly kind of stuff. Because I get it, you look at the market that you're actually in. A lot of people now, they don't afford a lot of things. Now, if you are a chef, you need to, like I said, look into, other ways into which you can actually survive in these trying times.
Thank you so much. I think the most important thing to also add on top of that is that, the coronavirus has everybody. So there's no one that says, I'm now and we
are all positive. Yeah, so we are all positive until
about now.
Otherwise.
Yes, it's about now going ahead and finding ways to work around the current terrain. And as you said, now maybe moving away from coaching or training a lot of people and going to just one. Do you understand? And what does that do to your business? It makes it more exclusive. It makes it more, people want it more now, because, you can't book a lot. When you can book a lot, everybody gets it. But now, can you get a spot with the chef Mpukeleng? Do you understand? So I think people need to realize that now there is a gap there in the market, and the gaps are still there. It's just that we have to change our approach to how we're doing these things. You know, for example, maybe Mpukeleng, our next thing with you that we need to have is maybe a piping course. Do you understand? But those people, they pay, and then we what you call deliver to them their what you call this thing, their utensils that they're going to be using. So the feeling you is online. Do you understand? So when you are touching the flower and saying feel your flower, they do basically the same thing. When you say, all right, you have to hold it like this, the same thing. You understand? Just like we would go like on WW and look at golf videos to learn how to play golf. Do you understand? I'm looking at online, but it's still very valuable to me while I'm this side. So let's look at ways on how we can reach more. And I'm sure there's going to be many people who would like to also experiment from the comfort of their own home rather than having to step out. So many opportunities. Let's go to you, Chef Gilly. From your side, what can we say to the guys watching and that are obviously thinking, industry in?
But you know, the industry now, it's in shambles. It's very tough for everyone, right? Obviously, a lot of people are taking a step back in terms of going with the industry and all that. But all I can say is that, you know, if it's what you want to do, bear in mind that this pandemic will pass. As much as we're pointing fingers at the government that people are not helping us and all that, which is true, we're not really getting the help that we need from the government, the UIF and all that. But you can't be always pointing fingers. It's all about, you know, just keep strong and do what you gotta do so that you can survive till everything passes by, and the industry will always be there, man. As long as people are hungry, there will always be chefs.
No, there'll definitely be people that are hungry. It will never go away. It's just now we have to figure out a way how to feed the people what they want from the comfort of their own homes. You know? Definitely. Finding ways to
and
deliver.
People must remember that. Yes. So in closing, I'll say, you know, cooking is like making love. You do it well or you don't do it at all.
Wow. And that comment is amazing. We will make sure that we repeat that one when we play the video on Facebook. All right. So if you've just joined us on Facebook, we are closing off a conversation with the chefs. We started it at 10, you know, just discussing situations that the industry actually could be going through and strategies on how to deal with it, and a few tips and tricks on how to be a hustler like Chef Mpukeleng. So Chef Franz, from your side, sir, any closing remarks?
Yeah, thank you so much, man. Look, our industry is a cherry on top for everyone. People who are currently working or going to work, and obviously we are not in the industry working, we're feeling, we're left out, and you know, the young guys are looking up and us like, I don't think I want to be a chef or want to be in this industry. Hold on, listen to what I'm saying. All right, this industry is a cherry on top. For every people that have different companies and are working in different areas, because when you go to holiday, where are you gonna go? At your bedroom, in your house? Hold on, you gotta come to the hotels. You gotta take your family out to, you know, fine restaurants, to lodges and game reserves, you know, and enjoy beautiful food cooked by, you know, excellent chefs. So we are basically on a break in this industry, which we deserve. We haven't been in a break for a very long time. I mean, I've been in the industry for, I'm now approaching 30 years now. All right. And I don't remember having taken a leave, 1 month, because there's no time for that. There is no time for that. You know, you take a leave, while you're on your leave, they call you, say, hey, hold on, man, we got a function, please come back. So, you know, we have to enjoy this time. So that when, you know, the pandemic finish and we do go back to work, at least we have that energy to push for the next 20 years.
Yeah.
All right. So one of the things that we can, you know, the chefs can do now is that we have learned that online is the big thing. So let's start thinking around online. There's some chefs now who are busy, doing pre-packed meals, selling to families, either a family of 4, 6, or 10. Even functions now you can do pre-packed. But now we need to enter this world of online. You know, people need to order those stuff online. You know, I mean, you have Chef Lerato, you know, doing her stuff. You know, Chef Franz doing it. You know, all of us need to start entering into that space, which we have missed out in a very long time. And then another thing that chefs need to start thinking about. In the township, we don't have this beautiful fine cuisine that we're doing in hotels and restaurants where we work. Guys, we need to go back to the townships. Those pop-up restaurants, you know, we need to start doing that. You don't have to own one, all right? There's some, you know, different pubs, you know, restaurants that you can go and speak to the owners and say, listen, can I host something here this coming weekend? I want to do this fine dining meal. I'm gonna invite people. They must buy tickets and so forth and so on. There's a lot of stuff that we can do instead of just sitting back and say, well, if I go back, I'm just going to work again and then, you know, hope that we don't have another pandemic coming, all right? So as chefs, we need to start now thinking out of the box and start realizing opportunities which we haven't tapped into. So young people, please, this is a wonderful industry to come through and be part of. We need people that can come and you know, shine the light in the cuisine of you know, Mzansi. And that's my closing.
Thank you so much, Chef Franz. I couldn't have said it better like that, you know, and I'm sure Chef Tammy agrees with you, you know, when you say cuisine Mzansi, you know, the food revolutionist. Tell us any closing words there, Tammy.
Yes. Hello. Yeah.
Yeah. Any closing words there?
Oh, okay. On the closing, I couldn't even get the time to even share earlier. But
yes,
on the closing remark, it's more like good. The things have changed. We need to get used to the normal, and then the industry has transformed. Also, what you need to understand, the success of the industry is owning the whole value chain. For instance, South African Chef Association is not about us chef only. We need to move to the agro-processing step. We need to move to the agriculture step. Because if you watch even everywhere, like the first world countries, chef from those, they have their own gardens, they have their animals and stuff. So we need to start moving to that direction. We need to start creating. It's not about cooking only, because you can cook the gourmet now. If you're gonna cook for the people in quarantine, those people, they want just simple food. So we must expand now. We must expand, but at the end also we must try and use local flavor as much as possible, local products as much as possible, so we can able to boost also the economy for everyone. That's all my remarks. And also to the guys that are still at university and stuff, they need to start understanding like the local food as much as possible, because that's what's going to put us on the map. Because as you see this pandemic, if you look at the thing as in tourism, international tourism, it's out anytime soon for the next 24 months. The thing that
Is it your network again? Oh man, we've got to get you know, our network providers to go and help Tammy right there. Can you hear us now, Tammy?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Sorry, man, your network cut you again there at the end.
Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, as I said, it's all about that. It's tourism and agriculture. That's I think we fall under both of these industries. We need to understand that, because the success of each and every to own if you can understand the brands like the big McDonald's, they own the land that they plant their potatoes. So sell 1 million potatoes, but if I don't network.
Yeah, I know your network is cutting, but Tammy, we'll definitely have you on again. But we'll make sure that you're in a spot where we can definitely hear you, because we don't want these guys to miss the pearls of wisdom that you are sharing there, Tammy. It's such amazing, and especially you are also, you know, one of the rare breeds, you know, so business-minded, so into, you know, the South African culture, and also wanting to then take that and elevate it into, if I can put it, your Ritz-Carltons. And that is so inspirational. And I think every South African that wants to get into the industry should listen to this. So thank you so much. Really, really appreciate having you here. And let's just close it off with, you know, Lala. Lala, can you hear me? Hi, Chef Lala.
Hello?
Any last comments from you?
Yeah, okay, as a young chef, to all chefs and chefs out there, this is by Abraham, I don't know what the name. He said that I work slowly, but never work backwards. So what I'm saying is that I know it's not easy, it is challenging, but let's hang in there, let's move forward slowly, but let's not lose our skills and our professionals. And other thing that I can say that I'm very hard to study, especially when everyone is at home, and that let's try and study as chefs. Education is very important. I believe that a chef that has knowledge works better than someone that work with the experience and all that. So let's go to those books, study, guys. And there's a thing that I like saying that a chef never learning. So at home, continue. Okay, you are learning, you can improve, you're gonna enhance all dishes every time. So let's in there, guys. Read our books. We go write city skills at the end of the day, then I settle down and all that. So yeah, that's my say.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So guys, we've spoken to, you know, your peers. You've heard exactly what they've been dealing with, basically the same things, but the difference is that their mindset, you know, is on another level. They're not letting the pandemic get them down. They are not letting, you know, what is happening around them affect them. They are inner directed people who choose to direct their mood and direct their lives from what's happening inside, from the calling that's within. So let us send it back to you and say, you know, what strategies can you do, you know, to keep yourself motivated, you know, and what things are you coming up with to take this industry to another level? It's very important during this time, you know, that we get creative and we use, you know, if I can quote Chef Tammy's, South African products, South African grown, you know, stuff to really boost not just, you know, our economy, but our brothers and sisters, to get them out of sitting at home and helping them, you know, make a living for themselves. And because if you take care of your neighbor, the community gets better. You take care of the community, then it's the whole town. You take care of the town, then it's a whole province, and then it goes on and on just like that. So each one reach one. From my side, Lebogang Mokoena, the mood engineer. If you're looking for more coaching, catch me on Facebook on IPIME, and let's help you move yourself to the next level. But from all the chefs around me here, you know, it's been a plum pleasing pleasure and a privilege. Have yourself an amazing week ahead, and we'll see you again next time. From me and the team, it's Salani Gahle.
Wow.
Bye.